Thanks for watching this video. I'm going to try to do these videos more regularly as college football season and other things develop. But if you're interested in getting these videos, please subscribe to this channel and definitely comment below and give me your predictions for week 1 of college football and the stuff I'm going to ask you about. All right, Gary Anderson, the Oregon State coach, let's start with him because I think obviously they play the first game, this Thursday night game against Minnesota, and he spent all of last season, all of this summer, all of fall camp talking about what? We're not strong enough, we're not good enough, we have to get tougher, stronger, we have to improve. So a lot of people looking at Oregon State in week 1 going, did they get stronger? Did they get tougher? Did they improve? And maybe those are the questions that Gary Anderson has, but it's not really what I'm focused on. I want to see Oregon State's offense. Are they going to be dynamic? Do they have a spark? Is the quarterback, Darrell Garretson, the guy who can make plays and run around back there and be interesting enough to give them a dimension that makes them relevant, keeps them in games, and on those games in which the defense struggles a little bit, can Oregon State's offense put points on the board? I think that is a big question for Oregon State, not only in week 1, but throughout this college football season. I'm looking at their schedule, and I'm having a hard time finding any more than 4 victories for Oregon State this season on the schedule. But I could be convinced that I'm flat wrong if Darrell Garretson comes out in week 1 and looks really dynamic, really interesting, if he's got a big play capability, if he makes good decisions with the football. I think that changes the complexion of Oregon State's season right out of the gates. One thing to keep an eye on. I talked to Gary Anderson this week about the start of the season. Not just the first series, not just the first game, not just the first quarter, but the coin toss before the first game of the season. So I asked Gary Anderson, are you more comfortable starting a season on offense or defense? And I guess I wasn't surprised that he said that he would prefer, if he had his druthers, as he said, he would prefer to be on defense to start a season. I think that ties into a couple things. One, you've got early season jitters. You've got a hostile environment at Minnesota. This isn't the scout team. This is a real game. And so I would keep an eye on that coin toss. Gary Anderson said that if Minnesota wins the toss, he expects they take the ball. So they'd want to be on offense to start the season. He says if we win the toss, he says that's a decision I'll have to make. So keep an eye on that. On the Oregon side of things, everybody's looking at this UC Davis game as a throwaway game. And if you are a season ticket holder, I don't blame you one bit if you go, why am I going to drive down to Autzen Stadium and watch a 65-point win? And there's nothing in it for me. I have better ways to spend my Saturday. And if that's your choice, great. I do have a couple things that I'm really interested in seeing on Saturday. First and foremost, Dakota Prukop. We've seen him check off and throw underneath in a spring game. I have not seen him go down the field with a meaningful throw in a live situation and in an Oregon uniform at least. And I'm really interested to see that big play capability from Dakota Prukop. Does he have the ability to hurt defenses down the field, not just with his brain, not just with his feet, but with a big arm? So I'm looking for that out of Dakota Prukop against UC Davis, and I think the Ducks will have some opportunities to flex that kind of muscle. Second thing is, Ron Gould, the UC Davis coach, I talked to him this week about Oregon's defense. He's looking over at Brady Hoke, and he's not sure how Brady Hoke's going to line up. He doesn't know if he's going to see a 4-man front. He doesn't know what type of defense Oregon's going to play. So I'm really curious, and I think that is something we can really take away from even a blowout game. What is Oregon's defense going to look like at its base? What is Brady Hoke's base defense going to be? I like what Hoke has brought. I think he's the right hire, and I think Mark Helfrich was super smart to hire a guy from the outside who is a real football coach who's going to bring outside ideas in. I think Oregon's coaching staff got really incestuous and started, hiring from within, promoting from within, and I think some outside ideas between he and David Yost are great. But I really do think that Brady Hoke's defense helps shape this entire season. The big picture for Oregon, can they stay a top 15 program? Are they going to take a real big step backwards this season? Everybody's looking at those big things. Week 1 against UC Davis, how are they going to line up? And can Prukop hurt people down the field? Those are the only things I think we learned, because in a 65-point win, I don't think you get a whole lot out of that. All right, thank you for watching this video. If you want more of this, hit that subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel, and I'll bring you more stuff here from the studio.